Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Andrew and I am the 5 p.m. chef. Please excuse the lights and excuse the sound. My other computer that I use for recording died on me over the weekend. It's part of the reason I didn't have a video. And so part of this is to test if my setup is working. The other part is just because it's really freezing cold outside. I mean, it's like minus 35 here, and that's just really, really cold. And I wanted something hot and sweet, and I wanted to give myself a treat for making it through the day, for making it through a Monday. So I'm going to make a really, really classic Canadian dessert here. So, what I want to make, sorry, this is like really, really unplanned. I was cooking them and I said, you know what, let's record one. So for those of you who know, I'm from Canada. I'm from Montreal with the red shirt, proud to be Canadian. And Beaver Tails started off here. I know they're sold at every carnival in the States. They're sold at Disney World now, Disneyland. For those of you who go to IAPA, you see the stalls there every year, but they are Canadian. And it's a real simple recipe. For those of you who watched some of my previous videos, you've seen my pizza dough recipe, and that's exactly what this uses. It's that same exact pizza dough. No changes, no nothing. The only difference is today, beside me I've got a pot of oil that I've preheated to 375. And let's just show you how we do it. It is this simple. We're just going to switch over my cans, and that worked. So here I have the pizza dough that I always make. Same dough I used for the pizza, same dough I used for the calzone. Now we're going to spin it off into yet something else. And this is going to be my sweet little dessert for tonight. It doesn't take a lot of dough. I have maybe 100 grams there. And all you do, you flatten it out. You want to try and roll it as thin as possible. Use some flour. The heat from the pot of oil next to me is so hot right now. Be careful when you're frying, as always. I know just before I started recording, a little splash of water got into there, and the bubbling and everything made me jump, and I'm used to this. So I'm just stretching out the dough. It doesn't have to be any particular shape or anything. I know the classic one is, well, the shape of a beaver tail. This is a smaller one. You can make them larger, but you want it about 1/8 of an inch thick. That's it. We'll do another one, just because they cook so quickly. This is going to be a real short video, guys. Again, just a little flour on there. Make it a bit easier to roll out. I'm just checking my oven, making sure it's not too hot. Sorry, the camera's having a bit of a hard time keeping up. That's about it. So we will try and move this over so we can see our pot of oil. It's at 375 degrees. I use my thermometer to check it. And very, very carefully, you take your dough, put it in. This cooks really, really quickly. So I should have been prepared and had some paper towel ready, but I didn't. You can see that bubble forming. Means it's going to be nice and fluffy. We'll flip it over. A little hard to see on the camera, but I can see that it's going nice and golden brown already. I'm going to take another one here. And as soon as you start seeing those bubbles forming, like you got some really nice bubbles on that one. So that one's ready. It's all nice and golden brown. I'm trying to work around my camera. And you see all the bubbles shooting out of it. That's the air escaping. That's making those bubbles. But as long as you see those bubbles, it means the fat isn't getting into the dough. It's being pushed out. So that's okay. So when the bubbles stop, that means the fat is going in. And it's going to be really, really greasy. And I'm just using a standard vegetable oil. But you can use whatever kind of oil you want. I find peanut oil actually works really, really well. This was one I rolled out just before we went taping. It's a bigger one. And that really went puffy. It's almost a bit too big for the pot. The great thing about Beaver Tails is if they aren't perfect in shape, don't worry. The ones that you get at the fair and at the mall, those have been stamped and pressed, and they were actually probably partially cooked before it hit the oil, so that's why it keeps its shape as well. They also have big commercial equipment, which I don't have. So you can see how quick and easy these are. I'm sure many of you have already had them, but for those of you who haven't, this is a treat. And it's a great way to use that leftover pizza dough. So I'm going to turn my oil off. And we're going to move the camera back. And again, sorry for the setup, sorry for everything, sorry for the sound. We're still trying all this setup out. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to have to pay and get my other computer fixed, but we have to do what we have to do. So, classic toppings on these. Start with the big one. Is just some cinnamon sugar. This is 2 parts sugar to 1 part cinnamon. And you want to do it when they're hot. So this way, first of all, it sticks. And part of that sugar is actually going to melt. Now when they do it, they do both sides. I'm only going to do the one. As you can see, I'm coating all 3 of them the same way. If you want, just for what doesn't stick, just shake it back into your container. So this would be the classic Canadian beaver tail, just the fried dough with some cinnamon sugar. The next one, what they would do, you might not get your Nutella in big huge tubs like I do, but if you have a restaurant supply store near you, buy it there. It's going to be a lot cheaper than buying it in the store. And And this is just going to get a nice little drizzle of Nutella. At the stand, you'll see they do this, and they do it with crushed Oreos on top or bananas on top. There's all kinds of ways that they'll top it with peanut butter and Reese's peanut chips. The sky's the limit. I've done these. I haven't put the cinnamon sugar on them in the past, and made them savory, and put tomato sauce and pepperoni and tossed it in the oven, turned it into a pizza even. The other very, very popular the other very, very traditional topping, even though it sounds a little bit weird, is the cinnamon sugar with a little squeeze of lemon. And that's it. We have a great Canadian dessert. Hot, quick. You saw how fast they cook. And the best part is the taste. You can't go wrong. It's just so simple, so easy. Crispy, chewy. Depending on how you put your toppings, sweet or savory, the sky's the limit. So, thank you for stopping by. I hope this video works. We'll find out in post-production. But I want to share this with you as I was making them. Please enjoy. Please like and subscribe to this channel. As you know, it takes your subscriptions for me to keep going on. And I'd love to do this full time, but that takes your help too. So I really hope that you enjoy what I've done. I'm sorry that the quality isn't as it is normally, but we're working on that. I also hope that soon we'll be doing some of these cookings live. We're now set up to do live streaming, so we shall see. Anyways, so until next time, as always, my name is Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. Thank you for stopping by, and enjoy.